chest, shoulders, and biceps today. Starting off as usual with my incline chest press, as I'm trying to bring that up comparative to my lower and middle chest. For this one, I really want you to focus on how I'm keeping my elbows down. If you flare your elbows up on something like this, you're going to have a lot more of that mid to lower chest activation, and we're trying to get the upper chest activation, so I'm trying to keep my elbows dropped a little bit. They're not going to be, at my sides. I don't want to bring in the triceps too much, but they're not like at shoulder height, where you will sometimes see when people are doing like a flat chest press movement where they would be. Getting that last rep there, control the eccentric down. And then we're going to go into my flat press movement. As you can see for this one, when I press, my elbows can be a little bit closer to my shoulders instead of being, closer to my sides as they were in the last movement, as I am trying to get a little bit more mid and lower chest bias on this one comparative to the one before. Still same thing though, bracing as hard as I can, controlling my breath, having the weight be pushed forwards and not trying to drop my shoulders, or kick my feet or anything. A lot of people see their form get worse as they get close to failure. You want everything to look the same from the start to finish. The only thing that changes is your reps might slow a little bit. On this lateral raise machine, again, always saying this, but focusing on breath work and trying to control my tempo. Again, it sounds repetitive, but it's because it works. I wouldn't be saying it if it wasn't something that works. So it might, seem kind of old for me saying it, but if you're not doing it, why aren't you? Getting that last rep there, trying to get above parallel, dropping back down. If you're not getting to parallel in your shoulder movement, you're probably not getting as much growth as you can. Into the preacher curl here, trying to focus on driving up with my pinkies. That's the main focus of this, and keeping those elbows at the pivot point of the machine. I try and drop the seat down as low as I can too, so my triceps and shoulders and armpits are kind of squished into that top pad there. I feel like I have a little bit more stability that way. Do I go for one more here? Jeez, I did. That's a grinder right there. That's 2 failure for sure. I'd maybe get like half another rep after that. And then hammer curl here. Again, bumped up to the 40s compared to the 35s, so the amount of reps that I'm doing is definitely going to be lower than what I would be doing with the 35s, but try to get to the point where the 40s can eventually be exactly like the 35s in rep range, so got to move up and push myself. And really with this one, you're trying to not swing if you can, so I'm trying to keep my core stable and not bringing my shoulders into it and not letting them elevate. I don't want to bring the rest of my body into it, so you can see a slight raise in the shoulders, but really not that much. But that's going to be the last movement of the day, and now into some posing and then post-lift talk. Okay, car talk time, and today I wanted to talk about something that I talked about in a short form video, but I want to give a little bit more of a in-depth answer to, and it's this quote called "I am someone who," and then there's usually ... after, and then you fill in the blank. So take this and put it into whatever context you would like, but for me, what that would look like is I am someone who is active, I am someone who works out, I am someone who does my cardio, I am someone who eats well, I am someone who goes to bed on time, whatever these things are. And they don't need to be things that you currently do. They just need to be things that you want to do. So for you, that might look like that might be like, I am someone who works out once a week. Because if you don't work out at all, that's what you maybe want your goal to be. I am someone who only orders fast food twice a week. Now, for some people, that might seem like, that's a lot. But for some people, that's like, okay, I'd have to cut down a lot. So
depending on what your goals are, that's what you want to do. And the way that you kind of find these I am someone who statements is to picture the future you or the ideal you. So maybe the ideal you, has a six pack. Maybe the ideal you is able to lift, a certain amount of weight on deadlift. Maybe the ideal you isn't overweight. Maybe the ideal you isn't up super late all the time because you know that it makes you more cranky the next day and you don't have good energy. Whatever these things are, right? Think of this ideal version of you, and then throughout the day, this isn't like a one-off. You can't just say it once and like, okay, I'm just gonna do it. This is a active part of your lifestyle that you have to adopt. And so that might look like taking sticky notes and putting it on the door to your room, the bathroom mirror, the fridge, wherever else in your house, maybe on the open screen of your laptop or your monitor or whatever else. And it says, I am someone who. And then maybe it applies to that setting. So at your work desk, it says, I am someone who is productive with my work and enjoys what I do. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe for in the bathroom, it's I am someone who flosses their teeth daily and takes care of my hygiene. I don't know, whatever you want it to be, right? If you don't floss, add that into it or whatever. I am, put it in your closet. I am someone who enjoys my workout outfits because they make me motivated to go to the gym. It can be literally whatever you want it to be, depending on what your goals are. But the importance of this is you're taking this and making it an active part of your lifestyle. You're not saying, oh, I wish I was. You're saying, I am. You're not saying, oh, I wish I could do this or that couldn't be me. You're saying, I am someone who does this. And so what you're doing is you're, for one, rewiring your brain. You're teaching it, okay, well, if I say I'm these things, I'm probably going to think about these things, and then I'm going to be more attentive to these things. And even if you don't do them, you're going to be more cognizant of when you don't do them. So every single time that you have fast food, you're going to be like, okay, well, I did say I am someone who doesn't, so I got to, tone back on this. And every single time you kind of catch yourself a little bit. So even if it's not a instantly adopted into your, you don't cold turkey fast food, right? If it's something that takes a couple weeks, couple months, whatever, that's okay. You just have to make sure that it's part of your identity. You start bringing it into your lifestyle. And secondarily, what it does is it helps you to be more cognizant of where you actually want to go, because I feel like a lot of people don't have direction, me included. There's times where I'm like, I don't even feel like, I'm moving forward, like I don't feel like I'm getting traction with this, or I don't feel like, this is even productive, what I'm doing, or where is this even taking me, whatever else, right? I have those thoughts. And so it kind of makes you and forces you to say to yourself, okay, where do I want to be in the next year, 5 years, 6 months, whatever, right? Where would I ideally be? And so these I am someone who statements allow you to kind of really get to the root of what you're looking for. Because in the moment right now, you might be thinking, oh, I wish I didn't have to work on Friday so I could have a 3-day weekend, or I wish I didn't have school this week or whatever else. But if you're looking at a year long, you're probably like, okay, that probably doesn't even really matter, right? So it allows you to get out of the moment and think long term as to what you would like to achieve in the person that you would like to be. So yeah, that's kind of my thing that I want to leave you with today. And again, this isn't something that you have to do, but it is something that if you wholeheartedly adopt into your lifestyle, can be beneficial. Because I caught myself at the gym today. I finished my whole workout, and for core work, I kind of have it be an optional, where it's not on any specific day. It's just the days that I'm feeling like I can do it, or the days that I'm not sore in my core, or the days that I have more time. Because there's some days where, maybe if I put it on a leg day, but my leg day happens to fall on a day where I'm super busy, I can't get it done. I don't want to, have to do all the work of, switching it around to a different day or whatever. It's just, that's too much mental thought that I want to put into lifting. I just want to get in there and do it. So I just give myself, am I feeling it? Am I not? Regardless, I had an I am someone who moment where I was like, okay, I'm walking past the ab machine that I usually use, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm done with my workout. And I thought to myself, I'm someone who is going to go and do the ab workout, because the ideal me or the future me, oh geez, I didn't know that the camera was messed up, my bad. The ideal me is someone who has, a strong core. You can get abs without training your core. That's not an issue at all. But I want to have a strong core, because my core is weak. I couldn't do like hanging leg raises for that many reps if I tried, because my core has just always been a weak point for me. I can have visible abs, but they're just not strong at all. So I am someone who wants to work on my core strength. And so What that looks like is putting in the work, going and doing the exercises, sometimes when I don't feel like it. But as soon as I got done with it, I was pretty proud of myself and I felt good. I was like, okay, well, wasn't actually that tired, clearly, because I got it done. In the moment you're like, oh, you're tired, you already did your workout, you should just go home and shower. These are the comfort parts of your mind speaking to you. But in that moment, I was like, okay, I am someone who is going to go do this because I know it's good for me and I know that I'm going to appreciate that I did it. And of course I did. I appreciated that I did it. Very infrequently do I do something in the gym and I'm like, man, that was a bad idea. Almost every single time that you go that extra step or that extra mile or that extra rep or whatever, you feel good about it. So yeah, there's my speech motivational talk of the day. Hopefully you pull something from that. If you have any questions about it in terms of what I just talked about now, or if you have questions about the workout itself, feel free to leave a comment about those. I respond to every single comment that I receive on YouTube. And also, if you're a YouTube watcher, thank you. I really appreciate that because for some reason, my YouTube is like the best when it comes to comments. Like Instagram and TikTok, not as engaging of audience compared to YouTube. So if you're a person who watches the shorts and you comment on those, shout out to you guys. I appreciate that. If you like this type of content, you like the lifting, you like the talks after, leave a like on it, comment if you would like more of this stuff, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any more. I'm right now posting weekly, twice a week on long form, and then the short form stuff, go to my other platforms because I'm posting daily, multiple times a day on those, so you don't want to miss out on those. I'll link them in the description to my website so you can go to all my socials, check that out. Also, if you're wanting to get coaching, if you're wanting to have nutrition coaching or training, you can go to my website as well and sign up for that. The way I do those is I have nutrition plans, so it's custom macros to you and your goals, then you just have to work out. I have custom workout plans with nutrition, or I have just training plans. So there's 3 different options for those. And whatever suits your budget and or goals is what you can go for. Everything in there is going to be catered towards you. And I do weekly check-ins where I talk to you and see where we're making changes in the right direction, where we could maybe use some work, and then the plan adapts based on that. So week by week, you get changes that will help you reach your goals. It's not just I give it to you and you figure it out type situation. So if you're interested in that, again, go to my website, fill out my form, or comment if you want more information about it. I will 100% reply to you and we can have a conversation about that. But yeah, have a good day. I'm recording this on Easter, so happy Easter for everybody that celebrates that. Otherwise, happy Sunday. Peace.